What's up everyone, welcome back to Workshop Rebuild. In my previous episode on the Bolens HT20, I took apart the Rototiller and I prepped it for paint. I moved on to the blade, but I didn't get far enough, so we'll look at the blade today and then we'll get it ready for paint. So stick around. In my last episode, you guys saw me take apart this rototiller right here and have it prepped for paint, and everything is laid out so I can paint both sides, the inside and the outside. And now moving on to the blade, I'll show you what I did and what I had to fabricate. The blade is right in front of me here on the table, and in the previous video you guys saw how I purchased this flat stock right here so I could use it as a new cutting edge. I did purchase these pieces of flat stock right here as well, and now I already fabricated and bent them so they are correct. But I'll focus on the cutting edge right now, and as you guys can see, this cutting edge is perfectly straight now to the blade itself. But from the left side, there's an even gap up until the middle, and then from the middle outward, it actually drastically expands. So what I had to do here is weld on these tabs right here. I have to be honest, I'm just starting off on welding, so it does look like this right now, so I hope I do get better, but that weld is holding perfect. So I went ahead and got some new bolts and mounted them on the bottom as well. And what I did do is actually bolt these exactly in the middle of this cutting edge. So now let's say this cutting edge will wear out over time right here. I will be able to just take this cutting edge off and then flip it 180 degrees, so whatever's on the top right here, I can then use in the future as a bottom cutting edge again. So that's what I did, and that you guys will probably see that on most dozers as well, and that's what they usually do. And now with the other flat stock that I had, I went ahead and fabricated this right here. Well, actually didn't fabricate anything, I just bent them that when I put up the blade, it will be perfectly straight with the height adjusters right here. I only drilled 2 holes, but I do plan on making 2 slots right here so I can adjust them up and down as this touches the ground. So this is the blade right here in the upright position. That's the way I'd like to have it. And as you guys can see, the blade is touching the table right here, which would be the ground, and the bracket right here is bent perfectly. So I have it touching the table the full length right here, and as I back up with the Bolens, this won't dig into the ground right here. I gave that a nice radius as well where I bend, so that won't dig into the ground. And that's what I did on this side, and exactly the same thing on the other side right there. But now I'm going to take the plow and the rototiller out and get it ready for paint. So I just made it outside. It's a beautiful day outside and it's warm enough so I can paint. And I got the rototiller panels right here and the plow for the Bolens HT20. And now I'll be degreasing everything and getting ready for paint. So I just finished the first coat of paint, and now I'll have to wait so I can flip the parts around and then paint the other side. I finished painting the panels for the second time. The blade I've painted as well, and now they can bake right here in the sun. After they're done, I'll bring them back into the shop and I can get everything mounted. So the panels will be back on the rototiller, and the plow or the blade I'll be mounting onto the Bolens itself so I can use that. So I'm back inside the shop, and the panel for the rototiller has dried completely, and the blade has as well, and it looks awesome. And now I'll be working on the rototiller, and what I'll be doing first is actually attaching both brackets left and right that actually attach to the Bolens, and then I'll add the oil for the gearbox of the rototiller, and then I can really just move on and add that panel and place it on top. I do have some bolts which I have to just touch up with some paint with a paintbrush, but that's no big deal. So let's dig into the rototiller first. everything is assembled. The panels are painted and it's on the rototiller. I added the oil and the brackets are on there as well, so this can get finally mounted on the Bolens. Behind me here, I have the blade, which has a new cutting edge, 2 new levelers or 2 new feet, and it got a new paint job as well. So everything is ready to get mounted, so stay tuned for the next video.